Hi. So today I'm going to teach you about the normalization. Okay. So precisely the first normal form. Okay. How to implement a first normal form. Okay. Okay. So listen. I have a page. Okay. The name is vendor info. I have one more page, client info. Okay. So here, if you look here, the attributes, you can see something like the fields in the vendor info, like the vendor ID, vendor name, vendor mobile number. Okay, and in client is like client ID, client name, client mobile number. And the down part, this is the address part. The building number, room number, city, state, pin code. This is same in this table also. Okay, the building number, room, city, state, pin code. Okay, I mean this part is what is changing here. Okay, if it is a client means client ID, client name will come. If vendor means vendor ID, vendor name will come. But remaining part is same. Okay, so what I do is I can use a normal form, the first normal form, where I can keep a common address. This field address will be common, and this address is linked with a vendor, and same address table is connected with the client. Okay, I will teach that one. Okay, so before moving this on, I want to teach you something. Okay, in this video I'm going to use store procedure, and I'm also using view. Okay, the virtual table like joins, I'm going to use it. Okay, so if you're watching this video for first time, okay, it will be difficult for you to understand. Okay, so you guys has to watch these two videos first. Okay, I have already given the videos for how to create a store procedure and what is view. Okay, that video you had to practice first and then watch this video. Okay, if you directly watch, it will be more confusing. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to my backend. So as I told you, I have a table called client info. I have something called vendor info. Okay, so here client ID, client name, mobile number. Okay, ID, name, mobile number. So this is a part is different. Okay, and remaining part, the building number, room number, city, state, pin code is same in both tables. Okay, fine. So what I'm doing here is, listen, I'm creating another table. Create table dbo dot address. Okay, when you give address, it's a blue color. Okay, it's a keyword. Okay, so just keyword underscore. Okay, make it a name. Okay, fine. So just open the bracket, to close the bracket. Okay, so the building number, room, city, state, pin code, cut it, paste it. Okay, and yes, this part just remove it. We don't want it. Okay, here I'll create address ID. I give as varchar 20. Okay, and this same address ID I'm going to give it here, vendor info, and here the first line. Okay, so here it is like the very last I give address ID, here was the last, and it is continuing in the address or meaning. Okay, okay, fine. So I'm going to create this table, select the table, execute it. Okay, make sure you have the database here. Okay, yes, select it, execute it. Okay, execute it. Okay, so okay, fine. I am creating a view here. Okay, so click File, connect Object Explorer, connect it, and now here click the expand the database and go to View. Okay, new view. Okay, yes. So I'm going to add client info, vendor info, address. Add. Okay, so how I need here, address is common for both client and vendor. Okay, so I need client ID, I need client name, I need the mobile number. Okay, as also vendor ID, vendor name, vendor mobile number. Okay, address ID I don't want. Okay, I just need building number. Okay, room number, city, state, pin code, because address ID is something used to connect. Okay, so that should be auto generated. Okay, so the same, this is called first normal form, this part. Okay, yes, so we have the code down. Okay, so this, as I told you, this video is, I already teach you the last class. Okay, so you had to practice that one first. Okay, I'll just copy it and I'll save it here. Okay, so view. Okay, fine, that part is done. So now let's go to our middleware. Okay, so I need the namespaces first. So going to templates, namespace. Okay, I'll just cut it and paste it here. Okay, this part, cut it and paste it here. Fine, so I'm doing for client info. Okay, so double click on client. So inside insert button, so what are things we have to do? Okay, we have to write a code to insert the value in the client info. Also, I need to write an insert code into vendor info. Also, address ID, address and address ID should be auto generated. Correct? Fine. So listen, I just want to create insert client, insert vendor. Okay, also increment the address ID. Okay, so this part, as I told you, last video you have to listen, then only you understand why I need to increment the address. Okay, so right click, generate a method, vendor, generate a method stub, client, generate a method stub. Okay, and this line, insert line, should be inside it. Okay, paste it. Fine, so I'm going to write the store procedure now. Okay, so I'm writing a store procedure to insert in the client and address. Okay, fine, so this table is for the client info, so I don't want vendor here. Okay, that will be different page, so just removing it. Okay, I just view only the client details only. Okay, fine, so writing simply insert into dbo dot client info, client id comma client name, client mobile, address, values. So I for id, name, mobile, address. So this part. Okay, and also I need a table for, I need a code, insert code for address. Okay, insert into dbo dot address. Okay, so address id comma building number, room number, city, state, pin code. Okay, values. So this is for address ID, building number, room number, city, state, pin code. Fine. Now, as I told you, this building number, room number, city should be given from the front end. Okay, but address ID should be auto generated, correct? So I need to create one more table for that. Create table dbo dot address ID. Okay, so I have only one field here. I just give add ID varchar. I give it 10. Okay, select it, execute it. Fine. So insert into dbo dot address ID values. I'm just going to give it the first value as 100. I'm just executing it. Okay. Now I need to adjust store procedure for here. Okay. So create procedure dbo dot sp underscore insert underscore client info x, say underscore x underscore address. Okay, so I mean, as I told you, you can give any name, but give a proper name. Okay, so it's a store procedure for what? Insert. In which table? Client info and address info. Okay. Open the bracket, close the bracket as begin end. Clear? So what I'm getting from the front end, I'm getting values client ID, client name, mobile number. Okay, so that should be inside. Okay, get client ID varchar 25, get client name varchar 25, okay, and the mobile number, get mobile with varchar 25 here. So I need to get the address here, right? So declare at the rate get address ID varchar 25 set get address ID is equal to, okay, so what will be the code here? Select star from address ID. Okay, so instead of address star, I'm going to give add ID. I'll execute it. Yeah, 100. So cut it, that code, and paste it here. Okay, so it'll execute. 100 will be given to address ID. That will be there. Okay, fine. Clear. Yes, now insert into client info. Yes, just cut it. And paste it here. Okay, so as I told you, We'll write in line by line. ID, name, mobile number, address and values. Okay, so let's remove the double quote spot. First, client ID, this one, at the rate get client ID. Next one, at the rate get client name. And third one, get client mobile. Okay, and finally address. Address is nothing but to get address ID. Okay, right? Get address. Okay, fine. So I'm creating. I'll just give this. I'm not inserting address here. Okay. Okay, I'm creating stored procedure only to insert into client info. Okay. So I'll be selecting it and execute it. Successful. Okay. Now I need to write a one more stored procedure. Okay. So that should be inserting values into this table. Okay. So I'm creating that table now as the stored procedure now. Create procedure dbo.sp underscore insert underscore address. Open the bracket, close the bracket as begin end. Okay, so here what I get from the front end. So I'm getting building number, room, city, state, pin code, all these things, correct? Okay, so first get building number. Okay, then room number. Get room number. Yes, I just forgot to give the type. Varchar 20. Also varchar 20. Okay. Now client mobile number. Okay. Get. Sorry. Sorry. That's the city. Get city. And state and pin code. So get state and finally the pin code. Okay, so as I told you, when you see the address table, okay, I have given this address, room, city, pin code and all, but what is this address ID? Correct now. So that is auto-generated value. Okay, so what you have to do here is the same code. Declare address ID. Okay, and execute this one. Just copy it and paste it here. Okay, so I'm declaring an address ID here. Okay, and yes, so it will execute this line. So I'll get what? 100. This 100 is moved to get address ID. Okay, now insert query. We have already written the insert query here. Okay, this is the insert query. I'll just cut it and I'll be pasting here. Okay, address ID, building number 2. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it should be 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, 3, 6. Okay, I just want to remove all the double quotes. Sorry, the multiple single quotes. Okay, the first one is address ID. So this one. Okay, and building number. Get building number. Next is get room number. Okay, and here get city, get state, and finally get pin code. So, okay, so this part is done. Now select the store procedure and execute. That part is done. So okay, so when you see here, insert, okay, so we have insert and we have to increment address. Okay, that is needed because what happened is, let's see this. The first time uh, the address ID will be 100. Okay. Okay, for first user this should be 100 and I should increment it. So when you increment, that will be 101 and that 101 should go to vendor. Okay, because client and vendor cannot have the same address ID. Okay, so that's the reason I need to increment address by 1. Okay. So I'm creating stored procedure for that one. Create procedure dbo dot increment address ID. Okay, so as bracket, or open the bracket, close the bracket, as begin end. Okay, here I'm not getting any values, I'm not getting any parameters, so just remove it. Okay, so we need to write a code to update it. Okay, so that code I'll write here. Okay, update dbo dot address ID set address ID is equal to this is the code. Okay, so max of address ID plus 1. Okay, so when you do this one, what will get answer? 101. Okay, this code I'm writing. Okay, select it, execute it, done. So my backend coding is done. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to write a code in the middleware and I need to connect the parameters. Okay, fine. So client info is here. So here I need to give the name. Yeah, so this is like a wait, okay. This is not insert vendor, this is insert address. Okay, and I need to create a method for that, generate a method stub. Okay, fine, let me be that. Okay, okay, so yeah, I have 3 methods, one for insert client, one for insert address, and yes, this is for incrementing the address. Okay, so 3 methods I have. Okay, now let's see the coding. Okay, so this is what insert client. So what's the namespace for that? So not necessarily the stored procedure for that. SP insert client info. Okay, so this is the stored procedure for that. Just copy the stored procedure name and pass it here. Okay, now cmd dot command type is equal to command type dot stored procedure. Okay, to tell this is not a text, this is a stored procedure. Okay, now connection dot open and connection dot close. Okay, so insert info, it's expecting 3 parameters, right? So cmd dot parameters dot add with value, open the bracket, close the bracket, semicolon, double quotes, comma. Okay, so 3 parameters is expecting. So copy, paste it, paste it. Okay. Yes, the name first is client ID, client name, mobile number. Okay, now I need to give a name for it. Okay, text txt client ID dot txt. Okay, here also txt client name dot txt, and here txt mobile number. Okay, dot txt. Yes, now cmd dot execute non-query because it's a data manipulation language. Okay, so same thing I need to do for insert. Okay, so here sp insert address, this is what. I'll just copy it, paste it. Okay, and it's expecting 1 2 3 4 5, right? So 5, I'm just removing it. Okay, I just want this index first. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so building number, the room number, city, state, and the pin. Okay, so the name txt, the building number dot txt. Okay, next is room number, txt underscore room number dot txt, district get city, txt state, and the pin dot text. Done. And the incrementing part. Okay, so this is the name, Okay, yes, so same line. Okay, so we have given address and okay, so we are not expecting any parameters. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so yes, comment dot execute non query. Done. So this part is over. Okay.